What's going on YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at an idle game called Mystic Tribes. So let's start this off as we always do, starting off with the heroes that you can collect. Now, Mystic Tribes is set in the prehistoric time period, and in my opinion, it is one of the most criminally underused time periods in all video games, especially hero collectors. I think back to like all the hero collectors that I have ever covered on this channel. I might have covered like 2 or 3 that were set in the prehistoric time period, so I really think that this aesthetic, this niche, is just right for the picking. It just needs a really good game to come along. Now, wait a minute, FG. I saw that question mark in your thumbnail. This must not be it. Now, wait a minute, you. Quit looking at my thumbnail so close. But hey, wait a minute. I do really like the character design here, right? Husbandos, waifus, really good diversity and variety when it comes to the characters here. Everyone walks around barefoot for whatever reason. Like, they've mastered the art of creating clothing and weapons and magic, but everybody wants to walk around like Ryu. Like, I don't get it. And you guys know, I'm always saying like, yo, check out them feetsies. I can't say feetsies in this game. Dim some foots, all right? Them ain't no feetsies, dim some foots. But I do like the characters here. If you guys have noticed, if you've been paying attention, they are repeated across element types, which I know that is kind of a deal breaker for some people. You have earth, water, fire, wind, and then light and darkness as far as your element types. And like I mentioned, some of them are repeated across element types. So those are the heroes that you can collect. Now, from here on out, it follows a very color by numbers kind of idle game flow, right? When you're offline or online, you're going to be getting, you know, EXP, gold, etc., etc. When it comes to combat, there is no interaction whatsoever. You just got to sit here and watch your team hopefully win or lose, and hopefully target the right, you know, mobs and kill the healers and try not, you know, it's just like an old school idle game. And I kind of feel like, as much as I like the overall aesthetic and setting of Mystic Tribes, I think this is probably gonna be the last type of idle game that I cover in this format, because it's just so formulaic. We've seen it 1,000 times before, right? As I go through the other gameplay modes, stop me, well, you can't because this is already recorded, but stop me if I tell you something that you haven't seen in 5 billion other idle games before, right? And I think that's the reason why I don't really want to cover these too much more in the future, unless they do something dramatically different like a Hero Kantari or something like that, or a Shining Beyond. When it comes to this type of idle game, I'm probably gonna steer away from it, right? So here is your little offlineness right here, right? You're offline, you get all your treasures, and now all the gold from the T-Rex is gone, so that is that. I just showed you the campaign mode, very, very straightforward. You have your tried and true dispatch mode. Once again, stop me if I show you something you haven't seen before, right? You can do nice little quality of life here. You can just send all your little prehistoric homies on a little mission there. They're gonna go away for a few hours and then come back with goodies. That is that. You have a little temple summon. Once again, stop me if I show you something you haven't seen before. If you're looking to summon a character type from a very specific element, let's say I'm looking for some dark characters, I can go, or dark and light, I'm sorry. I can go over here and get specific characters from that element type by using these specific summon materials. There's also a general gacha currency that I'll do a little bit later in the video as well. We have the magic spring, which is basically like a little roulette wheel. Once again, stop me if I show you something you haven't seen before. Pretty straightforward. Spin the wheel, get a random reward. Don't think you're gonna get these anytime ever, as always. A marketplace is pretty much a shop. We have the endless tower mode. Stop me if I show you something you haven't seen before. Luckily, this game does have a nice little quality of life here that automatically skips the battle. All you have to do is just press that button and then climb up the tower you go, which I definitely appreciate. Looks like I had a bunch of rewards here. I'm gonna go ahead and take those because we are gonna need some of this to do a summon a little bit later in the video. So lots and lots of goodies right there. Endless tower mode, go up the tower, get rewards as you hit every single floor. That is that. We also basically have kind of like a survival mode where you're gonna try to go as far as you possibly can. You don't get your HP back after you take damage, and then when you're dead, you're dead. Stop me if I show you something that you haven't seen before. All right? I really do wish that, once again, I complained about this a lot lately, I would say. On games where you have no interaction in combat, where you can't dictate your ultimates, you can't get out of telegraphs, there's no turn-based action. Times 2 is just not enough. it needs to be faster. All right, like it needs to be at least ×4. I think this is just way too slow for interaction, for combat where you have no interaction in whatsoever. But we do get a nice little preview of some of the other characters here. Like I said, very cool designs. I love the aesthetic. I think they did a fantastic job. I'm going to assume that this company has a smaller budget, and what they've been able to do with a smaller budget I think is very commendable. So shout out to Mystic Tribes on that one. Down you go, he's been silenced. Nice little indication there letting you know exactly what's going on here in combat. She's stunned and she stops animating, as you do. Good little death animations as well. I think they did a pretty good job. I really do like the characters here. But right over here, I know people are looking at these two characters like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Dude, why are you level 129? What have I gotten myself into? So I was playing the game for a few days and then I stopped playing. So I think I'm supposed to be much stronger, but I am and she full heals too. What a debacle. But anyway, go as far as you possibly can. Get rewards as you hit these very specific milestones. So that is that. That's going to be the summon session over there, which we'll do at the very end of the video. Fusing heroes together, once again. Stop me if I'm showing you something you haven't seen before. Fuse heroes together. It's going to take your dupes as well as multiple fodder units of the same element type to create a higher rarity unit. Very, very straightforward there. Here's the altar where you can decompose and get rid of heroes that you're not using, so you can get upgrade materials to power up your characters. Very straightforward once again. You also have a blacksmith. This blacksmith is going to allow you to take fodder, lower rarity units, to kind of combine into higher rarity units and better gear. Very, very, very straightforward, as you guys can see. For a system like this, I would love to have a fuse all. I feel like there's just no reason to do this one by one, but you know, FG, I'm gonna ask for any quality of life feature that I can get away with, 100%. So that's gonna be the blacksmith feature. We also have some daily resource grinds in the game as well, as you might expect. If you go in here, you can also challenge them, and the nice little skip battle function is there present as well. So you don't even have to do the initial clear. All you have to do is just hit challenge, skip battle, and if you win, you win. Very, very straightforward there. Get myself a little bit of fragments here. Once again, that might go in handy when we do our little summon session. Not really. Get ourselves some gold. All these things are level locked, so by the time you probably get to those levels, you're probably gonna have enough power to do so. In this game, there are guilds. I'm in a guild right now, not that big of a deal. There's a guild shop here. Just like in all these games, there's gonna be a passive resource tree here. Using your guild currency, you can upgrade, you know, the power of your warriors, your mages, your rangers, your assassins, as well as your priest. There's also a little tribe mill, which is basically a dispatch mode. Once again, come back in 8 hours, get goodies. Why is that even a thing? I have no idea. You also have a dungeon instance where I think this is where the game kind of fell on its face a little bit. I feel like if you're gonna do something like this, have it so that you're fighting like something that's different, right? You got that big T-Rex on the home screen. Why aren't I fighting like T-Rexes and Triceratops and all those types of things? Why am I just fighting other heroes that look exactly like me? I think that was a kind of a miss there when it comes to dungeon instances and guild bosses and things of that nature. I feel like they should have definitely stepped it up when it came to that one. But that is pretty much the game, ladies and gentlemen. A very typical by the numbers, formulaic, color by numbers idle game. So games like this, games that are gonna follow the same exact kind of flow that I just showed you here, I think I'm done covering from this point out. There's just no real reason to cover them because it's really the same exact thing we've seen 1,000 times with a different skin. This time around, it's a prehistoric skin, which got my attention initially, but after you get over the aesthetic, after you get over the cool prehistoric characters, all the barefootness, it's pretty much your typical idle game. Right? Nothing too crazy. But that is gonna do it, ladies. Oh yeah, then there's arena. Of course there's arena. Same thing though, skip battle is here. So you can go in there, take your losses, take your L's like a man, and get your rewards, which once again, I'm glad they have skip battle in some of the features here. You know, like I mentioned, you don't really have any interaction when it comes to combat. So being able to just skip the battles, I think is a very smart move on their behalf because I feel like that would bore people way faster. I stuck around and played the game for quite a while. I was sightseeing in this game all the way to level 76. I was VIP 2, free to play, by the way. But that is gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is a look at Mystic Tribes. To end this video off, I'll show you what the upgrade process looks like. But I'm pretty sure, once again, stop me if you've never seen something like this before. Eventually you'll hit milestones. You're gonna need some breakthrough materials, break on through, get more passives, click the button, drain your resources, break through the level, drain more resources, break through the level again. Pretty much exactly what you saw before. Quick equip will automatically grab all your best gear, rinse and repitan. And one last feature I forgot to show you, no idle game would be complete without this feature that I absolutely despise, the little passive faction-based bonuses. I do not like these. I feel like it kills all of your creativity because you have to either make a mono team, or you have to make a rainbow team, or you have to have a perfect set of light and dark, or 2 earth, 2 fire. Like, I don't like these. I don't like them at all. Like I said, I think it just stifles your creativity, but every single idle game feels like it has to have it. So, my name is FG3000. That was a look at Mystic Tribes. You know, if you really like the aesthetic, and you don't mind that it's kind of a very typical idle game, I do think it's still worth playing. But for me, I'm looking for something a little bit more different, a little bit more creative, something that kind of breaks out of the mold that we've seen time and time again. My name is FG3000. I thank you a ton for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Won't be an idle, well, it might be an idle game, but it'd be a good one. I'm out.